Alrighty guys, Corey here, coming back with the final round chase card coverage here at the 2018 Ed Hendricks Hall of Fame Classic. We've got an awesome card for you guys today, and an awesome co-commentary. Kevin, you're back with us for round 3, man. Thanks for coming back.
What's up, Corey? Glad to be back, man.
Cool.
Love doing commentary with you. I think we got a really exciting card for you today. This is chase card, so everybody's going to be chasing the lead, and they're all in it, I think.
Absolutely, and these guys, you know, you think chase card, you think chasing, you think aggressive play. These are all players who can get aggressive. They have the distance, they have the command, so hopefully they can shred it for us.
Yeah, it should be really exciting. There's plenty of chances to cut some distance off of the holes.
So here's Eagle lining up the Color Glow MD3 off the tee. A mid-range play, kind of different than what we've seen a lot of our players start off their rounds with.
Yeah, pretty well executed, though. He's taking that late flipping line. I like it. There's a few trees to miss, though, but he did, and he's in the landing area.
Yep, right in that corner bend is pretty much the prime time spot to be. It gives you a straight shot, either left or right of that clump of trees.
Right, he'll have options. Ricky's playing another play that I like, a flick. That's hitting the landing zone very nicely. He's definitely going to have a birdie opportunity.
Yep, those first run felons just fly so nice. Those like yellowy with the circle stamp.
Man, all of those players throw those. I see them all over the place.
Seppo going with the force over line. Didn't look like he quite had the left to right, but the distance more than makes up for it. He makes the corner with ease.
Yeah, that's pretty incredible to make the corner going left like that. He didn't even look like he flipped it up all that much.
And here is newly crowned Austin, Texas local, Patrick Brown. Also 50 and over Masters world champion. So congrats to him.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's a pretty good shot right there. He's going to have a little pinched off angle, but we'll see what he can do.
Rick lining up the enforcer here.
Man, that gap is not that big.
I know. And I was going to say, he hit it perfectly, but
Yeah.
even the shrubbery still in the way.
Eagle, yeah.
God, standstill flick. That's the FD3, I do believe. That's well thrown.
Yeah, tons of power on that from just a standstill.
And here's PB with that kind of pinched off angle. Just burns it into the ground a little bit.
Man, that is the exact problem that you can run into on this hole. You want to have good footing so that you can really attack that next shot. Seppo's having the same issue right here.
Gets a little more loft on it, though, than PB.
Yep, hits his flat angle well, and that's going to be birdie.
Perfect. Yeah, that's perfect. I mean, it helps when you can get that much distance off the tee. PB, though, with a nice controlled little hyzer approach with the putter. Yeah, easy par, though, and that's fine on this hole.
Absolutely. Par's not a bad start.
Yes, please. Ricky with the 40-footer. Just dead in the heart.
Very clean. Fun to watch from behind.
Eagle lining up his comebacker, really after going long after 2 shots. Pretty impressive. Yeah, he's frustrated. I mean, that's just not what you expect from Eagle. And especially this year, been so dialed on the putting green.
Yeah, he's been killing it this year in all aspects of his game. That's a surprising miss.
Patrick going with the alternate style of Bluetooth headphones as yourself. You never know with guys that have headphones in. Like, is it so they're listening to music? Is it so you don't bother them?
There are a couple possibilities, definitely. I listen for the music, but I definitely know a few people that just have low volume going so that people do not talk to them.
390-foot par 3, hole 2. One of the easier holes on the course. Really, it kind of baits you into thinking it's a hyzer, though, when really you just want to throw it hard and flat off to that right side and just let the disc do the work for you.
Yeah, I agree. It's kind of ideally a flat angle out of your hand pushing really straight. That looks a little bit wide.
Yeah, like well thrown, but just to the right. Just to the right of where he wanted.
That's a very common mistake. These trees on the left side can sometimes scare you and make you push it a little too far to the right.
That's Seppo going to the, I believe the H1 V2 is going to hit that tree, but sets himself up by the green nicely. Eagle hammering out another FD3, I do believe. This one with a Supreme Flight stamp.
That's a well-thrown line right there.
That's nice. He kept it low. There was not a lot of energy left by the end of the flight for it to skip up on him. Oh, Patrick just kind of suffering from that same fate Ricky did, just hanging it out right. Easy little harp approach, though.
Yeah, that's going to be butter every time for Rick.
Mm-hmm. PB kind of gets the other angle. He is so good at throwing those little touch putter shots. I love watching him approach from 100 to 150.
Yeah, I completely agree. Seppo.
Oh, no.
Man, and we've seen Seppo have a spin putt for a long time, but he just recently switched to this push putt, kind of pitch putt. I really, really like his change.
I agree. It's just funny to see somebody at such a high level make a change that's so, significant. Drastic. But it's working for him. I mean, we've seen him consistently at the top of cards at tournaments, specifically at the back half of the year, but I think that's just because he's been touring mostly on the back half of the year.
Yeah, I really do think he's putting a little bit better with the switch.
Eagle picking up the lone bird here is going to have three-way tie on our card at 1 down for the round, leading us into the stretch of new holes. Hole 3, though, is a bit weird, Kevin.
Yeah, that's definitely true, I would say. There's not necessarily a designated fairway other than what the drone is going up right now, but it is very difficult to get discs to fly this direction.
Yeah, it's funny. Like when you're watching the drone, it's clear where the fairway is, you know what I
where
mean?
they want you to throw.
Exactly. But then when you're walking it, as you're playing, there's not really any easy way of telling what's the rough, what's the fairway, what's the intended fairway. You kind of just throw it up, and on this line, just wait for it to drift right.
And that looks like what Eagle's doing right here. That's a bomb.
That is in orbit, folks.
Yes, that's what you want to do, in my opinion, guys. Throw it as far as you can. Get it moving right as far as you can as well, and he's going to have a short upshot. It might be tricky, but it's at least short.
Yeah, like one of those, it does kick a tree. One of those shots that, it's technical, but the distance required really takes away a lot of that technique.
Yeah.
If that's a 400-foot shot, it's real tough. 100-foot, very doable.
Yeah. And Seppo opting for Eagle's line as well. That's a little more turn coming in a little earlier. He'll have work to do, but that looks a little hairy.
Yeah, not great footing inside of that bush.
Okay, and PB's taking the same line as Ricky, which it simply enough involves a lot of misses of trees.
Exactly. They say like, I'm just going to throw through this gap, in quotes, but it's really just one of 15, 12-foot gaps.
Yes.
That's not bad. I mean, he put a good move on it.
From where he was, that's a pretty great shot. He's got a birdie look from about 40 feet.
Rick kind of in that same spot, maybe 15 feet closer to the pin. And it's catches the tree late, is going to spin him off to that left side. He'll probably have maybe 100-footer or so.
Yeah, looking at that, I'm not sure how he was supposed to reach the basket.
Yeah.
Now we got Seppo throwing a big aerial shot.
Yeah. Just didn't quite have the understability on that disc. It just kind of bow tied out on him.
Yeah.
Eagle here going back to the color glow.
Eagle's drive. He looks like he's 150 feet from the basket.
I know. He just threw a nice soft Annie approach up there. Seppo now dealing with his lie after his errant upshot. Should be able to get up and down, though. Oh, that was
Thank you very much.
Weird little reaction. Yeah, I know, right? Oh, wow. Jeez, for a second, I thought he was going to dunk that thing.
Oh, that would have been a Rick putt right there.
Oh, Patrick. And, admittedly, he'll be the first one to tell you he doesn't deal great with the distractions, and we had Eric on the other tee. Oh, great putt by Eagle. That's a quality bird. We did have Eric Oakley on the tee of 4 kind of exclaiming in the middle of his shots.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Patrick was less than enthused.
I can imagine.
We had battle putts going on.
I like it.
Yeah, very different, just overall energy and vibe on this card compared to the card that you were on the day before. It was a lot, very, happy-go-lucky, real chatty. This card, though, a little bit more down to business.
A little bit more business-like, huh?
Mm-hmm. Hole 4 coming up, 327-foot tunnel shot. Kind of has that candy cane shape, though. You want it to really aggressively hook once it gets to the end of its flight.
That's exactly right, which makes you want to kind of throw something really overstable, maybe, but in doing that, it really cuts down the gap.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you're gonna hammer on something that's stable, you're gonna want it to come out exactly flat, because any sort of left to right, and you're really shrinking down that gap.
Exactly, and that's going to be a little bit of trouble for Eagle. I would imagine that's a tough scramble.
Yeah. That's a good shot. Yeah, that's quality. Somebody on the internet or on the YouTube comments said that this hole looked like they just drove a bulldozer through a thicket, and it's pretty true. I mean, it looks like they just straight up carved it out. The rough is so rough.
It is pretty nasty. That's a nice shot by Seppo. Very smooth.
Real
Similar
controlled.
to Rick's.
Mm-hmm. PB last on the box here. That's nice.
Get over here. There we go.
There we go, Patrick.
That's going to be his first birdie of the day, right?
Yep, getting on the board. He had a couple birdie opportunities, but now this is going to be him, hopefully starting a streak.
Yeah, was that the pink FD?
That was that D-line FD. That's all you could do, Kevin. You just laughed.
Good night. That was a really good shot, everybody.
It's something else to be able to throw, as Rick, taps in his birdie here. It's something to throw a stable disc on a forehand roller line, but the idea of throwing a flippy fairway on flat, drawing it all the way over, and controlling where that's going to roll is just so impressive.
Yeah, knowing what angle that disc is going to hit the ground on, I feel like is much more difficult than throwing a stable disc. But Eagle absolutely crushes it, and he's always throwing good shots with that pink FD in his right hand right now.
Now in his left.
Now
back into his right. All right, Patrick, knock her down. Get the scoring started. Attaboy. I love watching his form, man. Really clean, but really like fluid.
I
love
completely agree, man. He's very smooth with lines that he throws.
Absolutely. 2 down across the board. Patrick sitting at 1 down. Alrighty, huge shout out to MVP and the whole media team over there. Spencer, killing it. Video work and beard work. Good job, dude. Hole 5, stepping up 432 foot. This is a beast, Kevin.
Yeah, I mean, all you can do is line it up and try to get down the fairway as much as you can. There's only 5% of people parking this hole this final day.
Ay, indeed. Rick grip locks into the trees.
And depending on that kick, Insta-4.
Exactly. You said it earlier. It can just get so bad over there. Oh, Seppo busting out the F5.
Oh, my
F3
goodness.
maybe. One of the two. That was so well thrown.
Yeah, very good line. Heiser flipping the whole way. There's that fluid form that we were just talking about.
Look
PB.
at that St. Pro. Yes, please. Fun fact, Kevin. Patrick Brown more than doubles the age of any other competitor on the card.
That's 20, incredible.
20, 23, 25, 50.
You would never guess it.
No. Oh, man. And another great line thrown by Eagle. That with the FD, or the MD3, excuse me. Just goes to show you the two different ways you can play the hole. Rick from just... Oh, no. What?
Man, he's been doing this all weekend long. That's the reason that he's in this position that he's in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he has been a little bit errant off the tee, but being able to scramble from lies like that... Oh, Eagle. Almost cashing in his second for the weekend on this hole.
That would be really cool to go 2 down on this hole. Seppo.
That was so much juice from that little straddler.
Yeah, it sure was. I was gliding.
Mm-hmm. Showing off those that spin putt roots.
Darn.
Came out of his hand just a little bit wonky, and he is nursing that right knee injury. Him and Dave Feldberg both kind of. Yes. Oh, good sneak in there. Kind of playing themselves through injuries this week.
Yeah, that's very good 3 by Rick right there. That's all you can do when you get in trouble.
Not all threes are created equal. Rick's, definitely not equal.
Completely different. You know Pat would like to have that putt back, but getting out of this hole with the 3, I'm not complaining.
Is just fine. And that's exactly what he said. I didn't bogey. Yeah, there you have it. A set of 3s right there. And 2 down through 5 holes. You're at least pacing.
That's exactly right. That's what I would say. 2 down through 5 is a solid score to be at. All these holes coming up are very scoreable.
This one, maybe not one of those most scoreable ones. 366 foot. Did you get it this weekend, Kevin?
I finally got it. The final round, I took the left gap, actually.
On a turnover?
I took a sidearm.
Oh.
So I
after
switched
watching Greg
up.
Barsby on your second round.
Yes.
Interesting. So you got it with the flick. These guys, my guess, all going to be opting for this righty backhand line.
That's low and wide. I don't think that can penetrate far enough.
It didn't. He's going to find himself in the bushes on that right side.
Same with Seppo.
Yep. And he is going to have that same fate, that H1 V2, just not quite on that left side enough.
Uh-oh, there's a correction.
There is, but again, he didn't make it either. He can't quite get to that second camera position. He caught another tree.
Man.
Eagle learning from you.
Ooh. Now that's interesting. He just pushed it just too far and brought those deep trees into play.
Yeah, the good line, but yeah, just using a little bit too much of that left to right. Patrick with a pretty routine approach.
Yep.
Zings a mercy up there.
A little dagger flick from Rick.
Yeah, I was kind of expecting to see the heart, but hey, whatever gets it in the bucket.
Yeah, he pulls out that dagger for some flicks every now and then. He's really comfortable with it.
A2 up to the basket there from Seppo, and really Eagle with the only chance here. Ooh, he chanced it too. I think
he did.
That was full go. I mean, looking at the scorecard at this point, we're on hole 6. The lead card is on hole 4, and they're not really making a run at this thing. The window is open, so Eagle, we have Jeff Corns on the card, his tour partner. They're kind of checking live scores, and at this point, it seems like a realistic possibility to give it a run.
Yeah, absolutely. At this point, he's probably looking at it thinking, I got to do something right now. To come out and have a chance at a win, I'm believing that these guys are going to have to shoot double digits at least.
Minimum.
So we'll see what they can do in the next few holes.
Hole 7, though, you can get a birdie, admittedly, but it's definitely not one that you're chalking up as like, all right, get my 3 on this one, move on.
Yeah, there's no way you can. The landing area is simply, we're about to fly over it right now. It's like 20 feet in diameter.
And then even if you do find that, you're faced with like a force over with something stable, through a trees, over a valley. It's not even easy from the good landing zone.
From the landing zone, it's still a very difficult shot. A lot of people absolutely love this hole, and I'm definitely in that group of people.
Rick going with the Melton Lucid X Enforcer here, really trying to bite off that left side.
That's crazy.
That is so far up there. It's almost too far.
I think it might be too far. We'll see what he can do from there. He might opt for a sidearm.
Seppo keeping it a little lower. Not quite. Oh, yeah. See, just flirting with that right side a little too much. Rick really aggressive on that inside.
That got flipped up.
That did. That's that Ballista Pro. Throws so good. It filters down there. He's going to be kind of in that same range as Seppo.
Very tough birdie then.
Eagle going what I imagine is that PD of the first run variety.
Get over there. So close, but he got it. That's a landing zone right there. He will have what we call a clean shot going to the basket, but
in quotes.
Yes.
Beautiful.
And that's Patrick catching that tree. Does kick him down that fairway to the right side, so he'll have a pretty unobstructed approach to the basket, but not an easy bird.
Yep.
Seppo reduced to the roller, which on that left to right slope doesn't really seem like the natural play, but whatever gets you most the way up the fairway is a win.
I believe he was just faced with having only one option there, and maybe it was a backhand roller just trying to cover ground. Now that's almost exactly what you want to do
That's
on
prime.
the upshot.
That's perfect. Eagle going with the Color Glow Gator there. Really forcing it over and letting the stability of the disc pull it all the way to the left of the hillside.
Yeah, that's kind of the way the line takes you. Rick getting a little sneaky in there, hits a late tree, but I think he's going to knock that one down.
Yeah, he's just outside circle probably, but uphill with a little bit of a backstop, you can run at it.
Yeah, that was a weird spot that he was in. He had to kind of scramble from where he was.
Yeah, like a flick turnover putter from
Yep.
the left side there. Seppo with an outside chance at a throw-in. Uh-oh.
He's running it.
There's no question there. Yeah, a little bit early on the, or actually probably a little bit late on the release.
Right.
Does catch that tree. He's going to be in Rickville.
Ooh. A rare miss from Rick from about 35 uphill. Now this is the danger that we all face on this hole.
Yep, and disc don't lie. I wasn't sure he was in or out of the circle. He step putts it right back to another stepper. This one definitely in step putt range.
That's what I'm talking about, Seppo. That's a very professional move right there.
You are absolutely right. We saw you hit that clutch comebacker for par on this hole yesterday. Seppo now cleaning up the arguably even more clutch bogey save. I mean, that's how a hole devolves on you.
Yeah, I would say so. I don't know about you, Corey, but for me, a bogey putt is slightly harder than a par putt.
I totally, 100%. From the same distance?
Yeah.
Yes. Seppo with the unfortunate bogey, but maybe a feel-good moment at the end of the hole. Eagle just playing it to perfection, the easy 3 there.
Yeah, it's good to get out of there with a birdie, and Eagles moving on, 3 down.
Yep, moving on to hole 8, 645 foot. A left to right bender, but it once it bends, it's dead straight.
Yeah.
Maybe 200, 245 maybe to the corner, and then a good 400 from there.
Yes.
All the way down, you've got a skinny left gap and a wide right gap you can choose. I think ideally they're going to cut it close to that right side and get that right gap, though.
Yeah, that's definitely the more open gap. And here's another hole, guys, where the landing zone is, I'm going to say, 20 feet in diameter, if we're being honest.
It's like a circle. You have to park a basket down there.
Kind of, yeah. And Eagle's going to be pinched on a tree. I can't exactly tell what he's looking at from there, though.
Yeah, well, regardless, he's not going to have an ideal lie.
No, sir.
Rick throwing it good, but a little inside with that felon.
Yep.
Yeah, digs in is going to be on that right side tree line. Patrick going old beat-up warship.
Well played.
Yep, and that's fine. He is going to have that weird
hurts,
roots,
doesn't
dude.
it?
I know. A foot away, and he would have perfect footing.
Yeah, it completely changes it when he's by that tree. Smooth shot by Seppo. I'm guessing M4.
Yeah, he throws those really, really good, floaty turnovers that just never, ever do anything but go right.
Yeah.
It's really impressive to watch.
They sure are. Now, this is a tough one. I bet he's going roller.
Yeah, he is
I've been
pinched
here.
way back.
Sure is, and he fillets the initial gap. Good-looking angle.
I was going to say, sets it on a good angle, but, I mean, really, you need a huge distance to get it there, and you chalk that up as a win.
Absolutely, man. He was not in scoring
No.
position. Getting up the fairway is a win for sure.
Back-to-back rollers. This one, though, looks like it has a little more room to work. Yes, good tree. The Rickster.
Yeah, that's a nice tree. That'll drop him to about 35 or 40 feet.
So PB kind of set with the standstill now just because that root.
Man, standstill so hard from that far. He's 400 feet away still, guys.
Yep, and he knows it. I mean, just kind of a tough luck situation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Eagle going Color Glow MD3 here.
That's got to flip up and push. It kind of is.
Oh, good tree again.
Yeah, not a bad result at all right there.
And it's a great shot.
Another late tree.
What's new? I mean, I feel like that's a theme out here. It's kind of the difference between, Iron Hill and a course like this are all the trees in the center of the fairway. I mean, you can tell me if I'm wrong here, but it seems like the Iron Hill fairways are a lot more defined.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that this whole week. It's tough to say what is different, but I would say that that's one of them. There are a lot more trees late in the fairway on this course.
As Patrick does have that unfortunate, kind of chain out. Was moving left as it entered the basket, a little high, but that's
Coulda
a coin
stuck.
flip putt. But yeah, like you said, it's kind of like the scatter plot of trees throughout the fairway. That Iron Hill allows players to throw these really clean lines. Great putt there by Rick.
Beautiful.
Whereas here, you might throw it perfect, and then that one little tree kick, and you're just not scoring.
Right.
Eagle here with his putt for birdie to match Rick.
Nice looking putt.
Easy money.
And that's another birdie from Eagle. Well done, man. 2 in a row. That's going to put him at 4 down. He's making a run.
Yeah, and 2 in a row on holes 7 and 8.
That's huge.
Those are huge. Those are serious birdies.
Yeah, the middle of the course, which probably starts around hole 6, hole 7, is so difficult to get birdies on. So 2 in a row, that's awesome. Moving on to, I think, a birdieable hole right now.
Absolutely. It is long. It is narrow at times, but if you can eat up enough distance off your tee shot here on hole 9, you can really take down the technicality of that second shot and find yourself one of those 15 to 20-foot gaps, whether it's left side or right side. What's the play here? You going center gap or you going left gap?
I go in the center gap. A play that I like is what Ricky is probably about to do. He's going to take something overstable and he's going to mash it on an anhyzer and just let it flex. And it really shapes to the hole well. I kind of like that. You can also throw a straight shot or a hyzer flip. Let's see what Eagle does.
Just a good old-fashioned early release, I think.
would say so.
Yeah. Here we'll see Rick with that Lucid X Enforcer. Really stable, like you said, something real overstable.
There it was. There's that anti-angle. It looks like it's shaping well. Oh, it is. That's...
Get out of there. Oh,
Yep.
And it spits out. That's perfect. Really suits him, and I think it really suits Seppo's natural throw.
Yeah.
Get out of there. There we go.
Yep, any movement left at all is good, and he's in a good landing zone. Like, the problem is there's still plenty of trees in the next shot in the way, but Seppo has a clear run up, and that's about all you can ask for on this hole.
All three of these guys. I mean, Eagle with the unfortunate release, but the next three guys just showing us how it's done here.
Yeah, and
Eagle did kick out nicely.
He sure did. This is scoreable if he gets a really good shot off. Oh, my. Oh, not quite enough flip.
Yeah, I really wanted it to kind of tunnel back out on him, take that wide gap, yeah.
He's trying to cork it all the way up there. PB trying to make some moves right here.
Get off it. Here we go. Finish.
That was clean.
That's quality. Come back with a birdie after the unfortunate bogey. It feels like on hole 8, he didn't necessarily throw any bad shots, but just didn't necessarily get rewarded for the good ones.
Exactly. This upshot's kind of cool. There's plenty of options to go. You can usually flick it in there. That's a nice tree.
Yeah,
from
or you
Seppo.
can bank it.
You can bank it off trees. There's hyzer routes, straight routes. It's a fun upshot. And Rick is going to opt for the Anheuser flick route of all the routes. I like it.
I like it too. Unable to, execute it, but it plays to his strength. He throws that turnover harp real nice.
Oh, that's his bread and butter. Big jump putt from Eagle.
Yep, had the juice on it, but, pretty unrealistic to expect stuff from 120 like that.
Yep. Oh. Both Eagle and Rick are going to be walking out of here with what looks like pars.
Yeah, and they're frustrated. They know this is a hole that you have to score on. I mean, 7 and 8, great birds.
Yep.
This one, you have to get it.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the more gettable holes. I think he's going to be a little frustrated not having a good drive on this one.
Mm-hmm. I like those Prodigy bags, man, that Seppo's got on, like the blue and orange team bags. I think they're real nice looking.
They are real slick looking. I like them too.
Real Detroit Tigers-y for a baseball guy. So there you have it. 9 holes in the books. Eagle and Rick doing their part to, put a push on these guys. And hey, would you look at that? Small straight. 1 down, 2 down, 3 down, 4 down. We'll see if these guys can continue their push during our back 9 coverage. Kev, thanks again for joining us. And we'll see you guys in the back 9.